Hello everyone, welcome to my very first YouTube video. My name is Thomas and I am Comics for Thomas. I will not be putting myself on the screen today for my first video as I am currently sick. I got a bit of a cold and I look like absolute crap. So I wanted to do a big introduction about myself and how everything planned, and I'm just not feeling up to it. But I need to get this video out because I'm sending some books away to get graded through CGC, through an authenticated dealer. And I'm sending them away soon, and I want to kind of take some guesses at the grades for when they come back, because then I'll do an unboxing video. So hopefully my next video, when I'm feeling a little bit better, I'll actually jump on screen as well, just so you can see me and do a bit more of an introduction. I'm just going to do a quick run through. I've been, really serious collecting comics for about 5 years. Really, in the last year or two, I've really gotten into it, like to a point where I'm not just collecting for myself to read, but I'm like building up a good personal collection, and I'm building up some books to resell so that I can build up that personal collection. I am a big Marvel fan. I do like DC. I don't collect a lot of DC, not saying I won't in the future. I'm a Valiant fan. I love X-O Manowar. He's in my top 3 comic characters. And right now I'm reading a lot of Image. There's some really, really good stories out of Image right now that I'll probably touch on in a later video. And there is a dog. Come on, get out of the way. Get away. Anyways, I want to show you a stack of graded comics that I have, which I've won, I've purchased, and I have been gifted. The very first book is New Avengers 32. Nothing special about this book except for you're going to see right there, signature. This is actually a signature series. It's signed by Leinil Francis Yu. He's my favorite artist, and my girlfriend got it for me for my birthday this year. I'm super happy about it. I basically collect any covers that involve Leinil Francis Yu. Anything I can get my hand on. So this is pretty great. I would love to actually meet him and get some books signed at some point. And I mean, it's never out of the realm. So that's always something to look forward to as well. I'll also mention too, I mentioned about X-O Manowar being one of my favorite comic characters. The other two, let's say if we had to narrow to top 3, the other two would be Thanos, and then be Richard Rodder's Nova. He's my number 1 all-time. Just anything to do with Richard Rodder Nova, and I am there. This is a signature series CBCS as well. It's Darth Vader number 4. It's signed by Adi Granoff. I'm a big fan of Anna Groff as well. Not as much as Leinil Francis Yu, but that's no big deal. I actually found this on eBay for a really good price, and it's certified signature, so nothing wrong with that as well. I don't think I'll collect a lot of signatures. I'm not really into them, but if you can get a good price on something, you might as well grab it. So I kind of made a top 10 list this year of kind of like comic goals I wanted to get for 2019. One of them was Spider-Woman 1. So I happened to find a great price at a 9.2 CGC grade on eBay. So I snatched that up. Very nice looking book. Black Panther 1. I actually have 2 of these. This is a 6.0. Right now I'm going to consider this 6.0 as part of my personal collection. All these are right now. I found a really good deal on a 7.0, which at some point I'm going to probably put up for a raffle in a group that I'm in, just to kind of build up a little bit of a pot so that I can help put money towards my personal collection. And that's why I'm not going to be showing the 7.0. I won this through a raffle. I paid $10 to get into the raffle, and it was actually a friend of mine who lives in the same city. I'm from St. John, New Brunswick in Canada, and I had mentioned I'd seen that he had this book, and he mentioned he was doing a raffle for it, and I happened to pay, and I happened to win, so it was awesome. It's such a nice book. First Black Bolt, Fantastic 446. Just a great looking book. This one here, I love it. So Infinity Wars Prime number 1. As I mentioned, I'm a huge Thanos fan. It's just a beautiful, beautiful Virgin variant. I actually own this in a raw copy I had bought, I think, for like $30 or $40 on eBay with shipping, and was planning on getting it graded at some point. And then here we go, another raffle. I paid $10, and here I get a 9.8. So right now, again, this is part of my personal collection, but I'm eventually going to get my raw copy graded, and sell one of them to build up again towards other personal collection. I'm not a huge not everything has to be 9.8 for me, especially in personal collections. That's why I don't mind keeping that Black Panther 6.0 over the 7.0. I know the 7.0 will make me a little bit more money, and then I can still have the 6.0 because I still own the book. And that would be the same even with more modern books. I mean, if let's say my raw copy came back at a 9.4 or 9.6, I would easily keep that, maybe raffle this one off or sell it at the 9.8 to make a little bit more money towards something else, like a higher grade Nova 1, which I actually have a Nova 1 coming up here. So let's get into the books I'm sending away. I'm planning on sending 8 books away. I'm going to talk a little bit about each one, and I'm going to talk about what I think the grades are going to be. First one being Thanos 13. This was actually just in my pull list. I had read the entire series, and it just happened that Cosmic Ghost Rider blew way up, so that was always nice. I literally paid, I think $5.50 for this book, so it was pretty great. I believe it's going to be a 9.4. It's going to be hard to see with my phone, but at the time when I first got it, I wasn't necessarily keeping it in great condition, so and it's not in bad condition, but as soon as I found out that, hey, this is starting to go somewhere, I smartened up, put in a top loader, and hopefully that comes back around 9.4 or higher. So this is a brand new book that I just got through eBay. I had started reading the Magic Order because I'd heard a lot about it. I purchased the first book on Comixology, read it, loved it. I've read the first 4 issues. I think it's a limit of six issues. It's being picked up by Netflix, and that's why I'm going to get it sent away to get graded. It's a tough one because, like, if it really blows up, then, I might want to sell it, but at the same time, I love this series. So, like, to have the number 1, I know I can get it at a later date, and I guess that's really the final decision maker on whether I try to raffle or sell it off at some point. Get into some Valiant Rye. And I meant to say the Magic Order. I think that's going to be a 9.4. It did come in with a little corner ding and a couple of little spine ticks, so I'm going 9.4 on that. This Rye Zero, which cover is just amazing. This is actually a really nice looking book. I had purchased it on eBay, or not even eBay actually. I through a website that I use that's within Canada. It has great shipping. It's actually the guy who's going to be my authenticated dealer in regards to getting these books graded. And basically, I purchased it. He's mailed it to me a couple months ago, and now I'm going to be mailing it back for him to send away to CGC. I honestly think this is going to come back at a 9.6 minimum. It is just perfect looking. So, and this book is blowing up right now, so it's very, very convenient, especially for the price I paid. Now, from my local comic shop, I got a very, very good deal on this Uncanny X-Men 266 First Gambit. It was basically, they had got this and the New Mutants 87 First Cable in at the same time. I happened to walk in. At the time, I had a gift card that was from, I think, my birthday or maybe Christmas to there, and I also, as a membership there, you can get discounted. You can save like 15 or 20%. Anyways, between the gift card, the percentage off, and the price point that it was on, I had to grab it. I had to make a decision between the two. I struggled at first because I know both of them are just great books, and they'll easily sell. And I don't really have an attachment to this, so I can easily say get it graded, sell it off, and put that money towards personal collection. I'm guessing an 8.0 for this, and especially for the price that I paid, 8.0 I'm very happy with. So then, literally 3 days later, I'm just thinking about it, and I go, wait a second, why don't you just go back and buy the New Mutants 87? So I did. And once I got it and I started looking at it, it is in better condition than the Uncanny X-Men. Don't get me wrong, I didn't get like percent off and stuff like that, but I checked I compared the market value on the prices, and my local LCS is very good about, like, they're not trying to gouge you. You know what I mean? They need to make a profit. Obviously, they've purchased these books off of somebody, but they are in no way will you ever feel ripped off. They're a great group of people, so I'm very lucky to have them around. I'm going to say this is at least a 9.0. Again, I really have no idea about grading, but I'm just hoping it comes back at this. So this one is considered a grail to me, personal grail, because, again, Richard Rider Nova. So this is Richard Rider Nova #1. I had purchased this a while ago off of eBay, found a good deal, good price on it. It's not in super great condition. What did I write down for Nova? I'm thinking like a 5.5. I've kind of compared it to my other graded books and, watched some videos on self-grading. So I would love it if it came back a little higher, because I don't plan on keeping this book. Nova, one of my personal goals is to have like a Nova 1 and at least a 9. So that's going to be part of the, buy, sell, build up, get a 9. Like I said, I don't really care about the grades too much for personal collection, but with this one, I do want a little bit higher. So this is a very, very recent purchase. It is from a comic store, but it's about an hour and a half away from here. There is a city called Moncton, New Brunswick. There's a really great comic shop up there as well. They've got a lot of very, very good books. Obviously, this book always goes. I'm giving it about a 6.0. I didn't have to, it didn't break the bank on it. I know I can get it graded, make some money off of it. Again, put it towards other personal collection books. Even though I wouldn't mind having a copy of this in my personal collection, but I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, but there are some really great Spider-Man covers. So if I can put money from this one onto something else in a personal collection, and then later on get a lower grade of this for my personal collection graded, I'm completely fine with that. And that also includes this one here, Amazing Spider-Man 252. This is in better condition. I'm thinking, or no, sorry, worse condition. This is actually probably the worst of this lot. I'm gonna say it's about a 5.0. It's just a little less condition than the Nova one. I did not pay a lot for this book. They're across from my local comic shop. There's actually it's Coins and Collectible, but this guy has just unreal the amount of comics he has, back issues. Like if you ever want to fill old series, he's got them. And then he's got these short boxes in the back that you can go through and find. He knows what books are valuable, but he also is very good at, I think, self-grading, because he doesn't put high price points on a book that just doesn't look in very great condition. So those are the 8 books I'm going to send away. I've written down what I think the grades are. I've kept an account of what all my overhead is as well, because you always want to kind of be aware of what you're spending, what's going to cost to get it graded, and then what's the best way to sell it, whether it's eBay, raffles, sliders, and so on. So I'm going to keep an eye on all of that. Thank you very much to everyone who has watched my video. If you are just getting into YouTube, seriously, the community is just awesome. There's so many great people just giving out so much great content. I'm going to do my best off the top of my head to name at least 10 people that I watch constantly, whether it's their live chats or just content that they put out. This is in no particular order. Comics with Bueller, Reggie Simmons, White Whale Comics, JD, Economics with Comics, Tony Sanders, Jeffrey Comic-Con, Discovery Bay Comics. I'm going blank and I don't know why. Oh, John's Comics with Kids. Comic Tom 101. Hulk Nuts. I Got Issues. Seriously, there's so many more, and there's so much really, 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 really great content out there. I'm just hoping myself to just throw, a couple videos here and there, mostly unboxings, and yeah, just follow these guys, subscribe to them, and like their videos. So many people, there's so many people in the chat, and they're just chatting away, but nobody's hitting that like button, and they want those likes as well, right? It's nice for them to have that. To know that you like the content they're putting out there, and if you don't like the content, give them a thumbs down so they know, right? They're always trying to improve on what they're doing, and I love that about this community. So God, I know I'm missing so many people. Every video I'm just going to shout out YouTube channels that I subscribe to and I watch. So again, thank you so much. Sorry about my feet always being in the video right now. And I promise that you'll get to actually see me on screen at some point in the near future. Thank you.